So hi everyone, my name is Hoàng and I'm 24 years old. I graduated in university with a degree in English and my main major was English teaching methodology. I happened to study at IELTS Fighters for about 2 to 3 months, I guess, and recently I've just sat for an IELTS exam for the first time in my life, and unfortunately I got an 8 overall. I'm planning to become an English teacher, so I do believe that in order to become a certified teacher in the long run, having an IELTS certificate is quite an essential thing to do. So that's why I take IELTS more seriously. Indeed, I did. Back then in university, I had a chance to study IELTS because they taught me IELTS as one of the subjects which I needed to pass to be able to graduate. However, I didn't really take it seriously. So then, when I first started studying IELTS this year, I felt like IELTS was something so complicated, so boring and confusing, which I couldn't wrap my head around. Yeah. So talking about material, I got to admit that I didn't use any special materials apart from the Cambridge IELTS. At first, I bought some Cambridge IELTS books from the 10 to the 15 to practice listening and reading. I found those practice tests were quite helpful for my two skills, reading and listening, because the format is quite relevant to the actual test. And about writing and speaking, I didn't use any book. I just would pick some random topic on the internet and practice using my experience and feedback from the teachers to improve those skills. I had a lot of free time during the past few months, which allowed me to spend about 5 to 6 hours practicing IELTS. And specifically, I would wake up really early in the morning to do listening and reading tests, and then after lunchtime, I would start working on writing and speaking. It's not easy to maintain a habit like that every day. Sometimes I did run into some certain occasions when I didn't have much free time to practice IELTS, and also it does sound boring, keep repeating same things over and over again every day. So what I'm trying to say here is that it's okay not to practice IELTS for 1 or 2 days a week. However, I would still fill my daily life with English by speaking English with my foreign friends, reading books, or watching Netflix without subtitles. The list goes on, and that's how I learned English passively. I've got to admit that reading was by far the weakest skill when I first started practicing IELTS. I felt that IELTS reading passages were rather dry, which I struggle with. And my average reading score at the first when I started practicing was just around 6. And I'm proud to say that I was able to achieve an 8 in the test that I did last month. I did the test on paper because I'm not really confident about my eyes. They get sore when I look at the computer screen for too long. So I went with the safer option. And I had to do the speaking test and other 3 skills on 2 different days, because apparently when I called IDB to book for my speaking test, they was full on the same day. So I had to go with the slot on 4 p.m. in the afternoon the day before. And unfortunately, the slot was the last one on the day, and I felt a lot of pressure because the examiner must have been really exhausted already after the long working day. I remember he asked me some questions about sport for part number 2 and part number 3, and I've got to be honest that I had no idea about sport. So I was clumsy at first, but then like during part 3 he started discussing with me, so then I thought, oh, like he's giving me the second chance to improve my score, so I'm gonna finish it strong. Okay, actually I did a lot of research on the internet, and apparently IELTS Fighter is really strong about IELTS, so I decided to study at IELTS Fighter as the first place to get all the basic knowledge about IELTS, which I didn't get to learn in university. And I've got to say that they are both really dedicated and inspiring. About Mr. Jim, he is very energetic and he make it like more fun and less stressful when it comes to studying IELTS. You know, I joined the class a bit late due to my own schedule, and he did provide me with all the materials I need, which helped me to catch up with the class really quickly. And about Mr. Bao, he is also a great teacher. He is calm and inspiring. Like, I mostly study with him on online platform, but because he explained really clearly, so I didn't have any difficulty in studying. And also, you know, after finishing the course with Mr. Bao, I was supposed to take the test, but because the lockdown expanded and my test day got delayed, Mr. Bao kept checking up on me and giving me like more homework to do, and yeah, I sent him a lot of writing and got feedback from him. Well, actually I have one, that is believe in yourself, because you know, taking myself for an example, I aimed to get an 8 even though it was my first time taking IELTS, and some people around me, they say that, oh, it was really high, it was hard, and it sounded impossible, but I ignored them, and you know, in the end, I did it. So, I mean, as long as there is enough willpower and effort given, we can all do it. Okay, so last but not least, good luck to you all on your IELTS test in the future, and goodbye!
IELTS Fighter, tiên phong phổ cập IELTS cho người Việt.